Hi, in today's video we're going to talk about the Clean 15. Now these are the 15 best produce to purchase with the least amount of pesticides on them. Alright, let's get started. This is Dr. Joe with 2 Minutes to Better Health. Well, yesterday we talked about the Dirty Dozen, okay? So these are the worst offenders, the most sprayed pesticide containing foods. Okay, take a quick look at this list again. Now let's jump over to the Clean 15. Now all of these foods, when they tested, showed the least number of pesticides overall, and 70% of all of those commercially raised, not organic, tested had zero pesticide residues found on them at all. Now these do not necessarily mean they're always the healthiest of all the produce available. They're the least pesticide containing foods. All right, so we've got honeydew melons, mushrooms, broccoli, one of our absolute favorites. Sometimes hard to get organic, so that's a great thing that it has low residue. Cantaloupes, these hard outer shells in them often don't allow a lot of the pesticides into them. Cauliflower, great as well. Cabbage, kiwi, asparagus. Asparagus organic is very difficult to find, so that's fantastic to see. Eggplants, papayas, onions. Okay, it's a root vegetable, so they don't have to spray that a lot, fortunately. Frozen sweet peas, pineapples, sweet corn, and the number one on the list is avocados. Real quick, before we get to avocados, sweet corn. Not always the hugest fan of sweet corn because sometimes there's a higher amount of GMO sweet corn out there. So I do recommend that you look into the GMO components of these foods as well. Sweet corn is definitely up there in terms of the upwards of 80 to 90% of corn in the U.S. is genetically modified. Not a huge fan of that, but not very high pesticide residue found on it. But back to avocados, the darling of healthcare. So many great benefits. It's got fiber, it's got fats. Avocado oil is tremendous, so even when you're buying that, you don't have to buy organic avocado oil. Very low pesticide residue in that, so definitely encourage you to use that as many ways as possible. Great in so many minerals as well, including potassium, the highest containing. So take a quick look at this list, take a screenshot of this list, because I think it's important when you go to the store. When you're buying, it's not always easy to buy organic. I wanted to really sum it up with what does this mean with all these pesticides, the good and the bad. Well, first of all, fruits and vegetables will always be a better option than processed foods. Don't just say, okay, well, they're all sprayed with pesticides. I'm just going to go buy a bunch of packaged foods. Not a good idea. Those have chemicals, ingredients added directly into the food, so absolutely avoid that. Organic and non-GMO, and many local farms will have less pesticides and herbicides. So whenever possible, still buy organic, non-GMO, definitely look at that part of it. And local farms, ask around because they do a lot that maybe they don't have specific certification for organic, but they may do as many good practices as possible. Shopping locally is great as well. Pick your battles with your budget. I realize everybody can't buy organic. We don't. We have to pick our battles, and sometimes you just can't find those things. So when you can't find organic and you can't find the GMO-free stuff, do the best that you can. So use pre-made or homemade veggie soaks. This is important, okay? They do have some that come in a bottle. You can just spray it on it for 1 to 2 minutes, rinse it off. That's great. But you can also make your own. Why don't you make it as simple and cheap as possible? So about 2 cups of water to 1/4 to 1 cup of vinegar, depending on how strong the vinegar you want. 1/2 to 1 full lemon juice squeezed into that as well. Spray, rinse after 1 to 2 minutes. Fantastic. If you know it's likely to have a lot of residue on it, spray it. Really pour a lot in there and soak something for 5-10 minutes. Really get as much of that off and rinse it really well. And if you can't do that, rinse well with just fresh water, if nothing else, because a lot of these things do contain even the chloride, and chlorines that they've been rinsed in, and other chemicals like lettuces that we talked about before. So try to rinse off as much of that as possible. So all in all, thanks for watching all this laundry list of Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. Do the best that you can. I appreciate everybody watching this. Please share this with friends and family. Choose wiser as you go shopping, and we'll see you in a future video. Have a great day.